We're going to start off our portion of the workshop with something you don't see too much on clawhammer banjo. We're going to play a couple of jigs that I wrote. The first one is called Domino Party Number 5 because we did a tour of Western Canada and played a lot of dominoes. And so our percussion player went to Cuba and learned to name that game, and we got hooked. And then the second tune, which is actually sort of the same tune, just switched over from minor to major. I call it the musical family, sort of in honor of the oral tradition and all this music that we play together. Hear the guitar? I'd love a little bit more banjo, either mic or DI, whatever, through the monitor. Well, you can tell that we're just starting to get gigs now, and I've had a lot of time on my hands.
Let's see. I want to do a song. Usually I do this song. My name's Richie Stearns. I'm from up in Ithaca, New York. I got introduced introduced to this beautiful festival through playing with the Donna Buffalo Band for a year. Actually, I feel real lucky to be back here with my wife Jenny. We're going to do a couple of sets. Usually I play this tune, this song that I wrote here on the tenor guitar. Jenny, let me do that too. But this is it's kind of a coal miner song that I wrote. One of my biggest influences, maybe not technically, but through the sound of his music, is this fellow named Duhks. He's an amazing banjo player that was around. He had his most popularity, I think, in the 20s, and then again in the 1960s he got rediscovered and kind of brought around to some of the great folk revivals that we had. He wrote a lot of songs and played a lot of songs about coal miners and hard times in the country. So I wanted to write a song that sort of reflected his influence on me. And this is called Veins of Coal.
All your daylight, I dig in darkness. Feel the wind while I break the stone. In the blackness, far below you, my blood runs through veins of coal. Veins of coal, veins of coal. My blood runs through veins of coal. The shaft of daylight collapsed behind us. Siren scream of the valley's families moan. In the blackness, my breath is fading. In an ocean of frozen stone. Frozen stone, frozen stone. In the ocean of frozen stone. Do you hear a canary in a cage it came underground? Is she crying or is she singing? In a cage it came underground. I can see you move my body, not connected to my soul. I am floating right beside you. Though you touch me, I am alone. I'm alone, I'm alone. Though you touch me, I am alone. Do you hear a canary in a cage in underground? Is she dying or is she sleeping in a cage underground? Carry me high into the mountains. Let the sunshine reach my soul. Someday my tears will reach the ocean, and my bones will turn into coal. Turn to coal.
That was fantastic. I'm going to sing a song now, one of the 3 songs I know. This is a song called Pretty Boy Floyd. It was written by Woody Guthrie. There's a record that came out in the late 80s when I was about 13, called The Vision Shared, and it was put out on Folkways, and it's a tribute to Hugh Ledbetter and Woody Guthrie. And that's the record I actually fell in love with Bob Dylan's singing, believe it or not. And he sang the song Pretty Boy Floyd. And I just really dug that song a lot. I like the message to it. And also, we play a tune called Stony Point, which is mostly a bluegrass tune. And I played this at a festival up in Edmonton, Alberta, I guess a couple years ago. And I was in a band that was in a workshop with an Irish group called Dervish. And the fellow in that band was like, "That's not a bluegrass tune, that's an Irish tune." He just put a capo on it, and he was like, "Yeah, that's an Irish tune." So it just shows how all this music is related. Jordan's gonna sing along. I'm sort of, for the banjo geeks out there, I'm playing in a G modal tuning, but with the G string drop down to an F. Kind of gives it a real nice little spooky feel.
Good morning. You made it.
Jeff Mosier, everybody. Okay, so here we go. Pretty Boy Floyd and Stony Point. If you gather around me, people, the story I will tell about Pretty Boy Floyd, the outlaw, Oklahoma and him well. It was in the town of Shawnee on a Saturday afternoon. His wife beside him in a wagon, and in town they rode. Well, the deputy sheriff approached him in a manner rather rude, using vulgar words and language. Pretty boy's wife, she overheard. Pretty boy grabbed a lock chain, and the deputy grabbed his gun, and in the fire just followed, he laid back in the canal. Well, he took the hills and timber to live the life of shame, and every crime in Oklahoma was added to his name. And he took the hills and timber on the Canadian river shore, and Pretty Boy found a welcome at his farmer's door. Well, there's many starving farmers, the same old story told, how the outlaw paid the mortgage and saved their little homes. Others tell you of a stranger that comes to beg a meal, and underneath the napkin he left a $1,000 bill. Was in Oklahoma City, was on Christmas Day, there come a whole carload of groceries, and a letter that did say, "While you say that I'm an outlaw, you say that I'm a thief, well, here's Christmas dinner for the families on relief." Well, it's in this world I've rambled, I've seen lots of funny men. Some will rob you with their 6 guns, and some with a fountain pen. But it's in this world you ramble, and it's in this world you roam. You won't never see no outlaw drive a family from their home.
I'm proof that the banjo, they're starting to let other people in. My hero is Earl Scruggs, first and foremost, because he developed after claw hammer and after two finger. He, one day in his room while playing Reuben's Train, figured out a way to make 3 fingers work with 5 strings. That was before ecstasy or mushrooms were involved. And it just worked unbelievably beautiful. He was influenced by Snuffy Jenkins and a lot of wacky guys from the Piedmont part of North Carolina, and nobody understands why. I think there was an alien assigned to that area for banjo. I actually really think that. You really think I really think there was an alien that went there just to try to figure out what that noise was, and as a result, influenced a lot of people in that area. And some of the greatest banjo players to this day are right from that area. They can work it out in some way, and I think it's because they were abducted. I mean, really, you can put it in the paper. That's really what I think. But I started out playing in Bristol, Tennessee when I was. I started out hearing it in Bristol, Tennessee, so I heard the right stuff, you know. And when I was 18, I picked up the banjo, and it became my way to express myself. And I heard Earl Scruggs primarily and Ralph Stanley. And then my banjo playing took a turn once I heard Bela Fleck and Tony Trischka. Even though I can't still really do that, it's a great thing to listen to for your playing. I've never been able to replicate a lot of complicated left-hand ideas. It's either because I don't have the talent, or it's mostly because I think I've really been playing and singing at the same time for a long time. And so my theory about my own playing is that it's developed as a result of me having to sing and play at the same time. And so as a result, it's kind of a bad version of John Hartford sometimes. But then sometimes it's, you know, there'll be some moments there. I get paid, you know, that's really what counts. So I just have a good time, and I think it's an amazing instrument, and I've never gotten tired of it, and I've really never picked up anything else. It's just it's got everything I like in one instrument. It's African. It's drums on a stick. It went through a lot of different versions. It started out as a gourd with a skin on it, and then through slavery was brought here, and African Americans built what is called a bonza, or African banjo, and it's really kind of how we worked out in this country, how we worked out trying to get that ding, 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 ding that you hear a lot in international folk music. It's all over the world. It's ding, 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 ding. It could be Indian, ding, 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 ding. It could be Asian. And it got here, and it popped itself up in the Grand Ole Opry. They called it twang, and everybody clapped. And that's really what it is. It's world beat music on a little thing that we think. And ironically, it's, you know, got this fan trailer park reputation, but it's really the most fascinating, multicultural, amazing, crazy thing that we've got, I think. And I love it. And one last thing, when I discovered old time, and I'm not just saying this because you're here, but the first time I ever heard old time banjo that I really got, that it was rhythmic, it had everything I love with you, and it did. I think a lot of three-finger players kind of judge the old-timers, you know, and the old-timers judge the three-fingers. That ain't real. We were first, and then the three-fingers go, yep, that don't have to dry. Well, he had both. and so I love it all, but I never took my picks off, really, because I can try to get my notes, you know, a little better when I'm trying to sing a melody. And that's what's important. Okay. After I got off stage last night, I just sat in this chair for 3 hours. Nobody believe. I swear I sat in one chair for 3 hours, and I just played the banjo. Then I went to bed, then I woke up 10 minutes ago and came here. So I'll continue in that.
At least you're all warmed up. Process everything you said. That was great. Let's see, I think I'll do another song. It's a song I wrote for a friend. I am with you always, we will always The sun and the rain and the wind will always be the same. The way that I feel about you will never change. The sun will rise, the rains will fall, and the winds will blow. And though your image might fade around the edges now, our love will always grow. I am with you always, though you cannot see. I hold your hand on the other side, the circle is complete. You will go where I have gone, now wait patiently. I am with you always, we will always be. I am with you always, though you cannot see. I hold your hand on the other side, the circle is complete. You will go where I have gone, and I'll wait patiently. I am with you always, we will always be. Thank you. This cold is kicking my butt. I'm sorry. The sniveling sounds would be mixed out on the record. We didn't mind.
Y'all were great, man.
Yes,
These are awesome.
Well, we're gonna, one of the things, or I don't know what I'm gonna say here. The Duhks play people ask us, how do you describe your music? My instinct is to say, oh, we're an old-time French-Canadian Celtic band. Because we play a bit of old-time music and some French-Canadian music and some Celtic music. But yeah, we're pretty much an acoustic. We play various forms of acoustic music. And I've sort of noticed, my dad has this huge record collection because he used to run the Winnipeg Folk Festival up until 1986. And he's got a big old-time collection, and a big Irish collection, and a big bluegrass collection, you know. It's a really wonderful resource still to this day to learn stuff. And the one thing that I really noticed about all of it is it's different, but it's very similar. It's very, very related music. And so I figure, why not play a jig or a reel on a clawhammer banjo? If I like the music, I love Celtic music, but I don't really know how to really play the banjo, so I gotta do what I gotta do. And so we're gonna, in that spirit, we're gonna play a set of reels here. The first is called the Newfoundland Reel, which is actually an Irish tune. Oh, I see. Okay. Sorry, mix that. The first tune is a tune that I wrote for my little cousin called Anna Williams Reel. He lives in Houston, Texas. And we're going to kick into a tune that was written by a fellow by the name of Danny Novak from around the DC area called Sligo Creek. And then we're going to finish her off with a popular Irish reel called The Mountain Road. And this is going to be the first time that Jordan and I have ever done this. So it's going to be good. I didn't feel like hauling 3 banjos for all these different tunings, so thank you for your patience. Oh yeah, this is just regular old double D tuning.
If you don't have any questions, too, we'd love to try to listen to them and figure out an answer.
My hair is like this because of the humidity. It's normally straight. Can you have a bit more guitar on the monitor too, please? Just a bit. fingers get a little ahead of my brain, or one or the other or something. Brain ahead of my fingers, that's what it was.
Earlier when I was speaking about discovering clawhammer, I met a group who came through Atlanta to do contra dances, and they were called the Wild Asparagus. They're kind of the, at that time, they were kind of the Beatles of contra dance music. That was my joke, but they really were. Of course, nobody knows what that means, but they really were. And they introduced me to Dad Gad tunings, and these, and really, they were the first band I ever saw to kind of morph from all kinds of jigs and make it work. You know, it was almost like a hippie jam band idea, and it just blew my mind. It absolutely changed my entire way of thinking about playing rhythm on the banjo. And they let me in for long enough to introduce me to these tunings, the double C, and these really old, I call them old tunings. They might not be old technically. They're very modal tunings, and songs like Ever-Changing Moment that I've written, and you can tell Ever-Changing Moment is probably the biggest one that people will remember, but it's in that tuning, and it lends for you working in the melody on a very simple string, but you're keeping this almost kind of hurdy-gurdy thing going at the same time, and then you add the picks into it, and you try to be sensitive and not have it sound like, you know, nails falling on a metal barn, which is always a real challenge. But and it can really produce some really beautiful sounds. So I think we'll just play in that right now. Just hang, and I don't know. I'll play a rhythm, and I'm in that tuning. So we'll just,
What tuning is that?
I'm in double C up 2 frets with him.
Here.
Your guitar there.
What tuning are you in? Yeah.
Same thing.
Same thing?
Yeah.
Ah. Totally different one. That's okay. I was just thinking maybe I'll try to play in this tuning with that. See what happens.
You
Because I can. Maybe.
can.
We'll see about that.
You're about the only guy I know that can. Claw hammer and alternate tuning. Wow. That's some rocket science. That really is.
It's a very simple rocket, though.
Look, Mom, no railroad spikes. That's really inside, isn't it? That's really inside. We'd like here at the Free Association Society of Musical Performance do you a little piece called These Boys Came Down One Time from Canada, played some Irish music in double D. I know that he's gonna get his ashes hauled. I don't see no water that I'm about to drown. I don't see no fire, but I'm burning down. Oh, evil. Oh, evil. Oh, evil told the farmer, you don't need that Ford machine. When I get done with your crops, you can't buy no gasoline. Oh, evil told the farmer, you better treat me right. I'll eat up all your cotton, sleep in your granaries at night. Oh, evil. Oh, evil. Come on now, Mr. Farmer. Get out. We're out here. We're out here. We're out here in the field. We're out here. We're going to take care of things. So we're going to eat up all that cotton. Oh, yeah. You ain't going to need none of that stuff anymore when we get done. Thank you, hear Banjo playing in the hall. I know the music. I know the music. Oh, evil. Oh, evil. Oh, evil. Oh, evil. Y'all are really quiet. Either you're really interested or you're just absolutely not. It's a great place to be. I miss my family, but I'm really glad to be here this weekend. You know, best place to be. It really is. It's a land of black belt listeners. That's what I always think about Suwannee. Oh yeah, they'll be there, those black belt listeners. It's like y'all have little things on your ears, you know, the little things the little loading thing on the computer that shows the file loading. Really makes you play better. It really does.
I'm going to sing a song we're going to all play together again. This is a song that was written by Don Stover, fabulous old-time and bluegrass banjo player. Great songwriter, too. This is a really popular one called Things in Life.
Could you put a little of that guitar down in monitor 1 here? Oh, they all have ones on them. Well, one of the ones. Yeah, there you go.
And I'd just like to say what an absolute pleasure it has been for me to play in this workshop with you guys.
Yeah, right on.
That's right.
Now, didn't you tell me that Jordan here made your banjo?
Yeah, Jordan here is a fabulous luthier and he built me this banjo.
Oh, very good.
There's eventually going to be a link on the Duhks website, which is www.duhks.com, which will give you information about Jordan's.
By the way, it is a great website. I went there. Yeah, it's really great. Go there. If you're not online, that's okay. Check into electricity and running water too. That'll help. I'm sorry about that. Those stamps are going to get really boring. Just kidding.
What could be worse than one banjo tuning?
One more banjo and it'll be Indonesian music. It just slowly morphs into international folk as you add banjo. And it becomes Cambodian at 7 banjos. It's totally Cambodian. I've heard that. Perfect Cambodian folk music.
Look up, look down that lonesome road, hang down your head and cry. Oh, y'all do lose some things in life that makes us wonder why. And the fairest love I ever had, now see me the face, now leave you thoughts and the hurt.
everyone.